Evaluating exponents, the basics. So what is an exponent? Here's our exponent right here. It's this little number, and it's telling you how many times to multiply the base, 5 is the base, times itself. So it'd be 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. A common mistake that kids will make is they think it means 5 times 4. No, it's telling you how many times you multiply the base times itself. M to the 7th power, the exponent is 7. That means you're multiplying m times itself 7 times. And you can write it like this as well. In the next example, t squared, right here, this means t times itself twice, times, this means the base is n times itself 3 times. So you could write it like this, or like this. Now you'll hear the term squared a lot. What does the word squared mean? Well, squared means that the exponent is 2. And when the exponent is 2, it's telling you to multiply the base times itself twice. So 6 squared is 6 times 6, which is 36. This does not mean 6 times 2. It means 6 times 6. 8 squared means you multiply the base 8 times itself twice, which would be 64. Now what would SpongeBob squared be? That means you multiply SpongeBob times SpongeBob. Let's take a look at 1 squared and what that would look like. That means 1 times 1, which is 1. This is 2 times 2. 3 squared is 3 times 3. 4 squared is 4 times 4. Do you see what's happening? We're making squares. 5 squared is 5 times 5. It's 25. And 6 squared is 36. So that's pretty neat. Well, what does the term cubed mean? Cubed means that the exponent is a 3. And 3 cubed means you're multiplying the base 3 times itself 3 times, which is 27. This does not mean 3 times 3. It's a common mistake. Well, what would SpongeBob cubed be? That means SpongeBob times SpongeBob times SpongeBob. So let's take a look at some representations of cube numbers. 1 cubed means 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1, so it makes 1 cube. 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. And there are 8 cubes in this representation. 3 cubed means 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27 cubes, right here. And 4 cubed means 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. And there are actually 64 cubes in this cube. So what does the 4th power mean? 2 to the 4th power means 2 times itself 4 times, which is 16. It does not mean 2 times 4, which is 8. 2 to the 4th power would be 2 times itself 4 times. This would be 2 to the 5th power, 2 to the 7th power, 2 to the 17th power. And remember, if we actually did this one, 2 to the 17th power, you would multiply 2 times itself 17 times. What happens when the exponent is a 1? Well, when the exponent is a 1, any number to the 1st power is just that number. So 5 to the 1st power is 5, 12 to the 1st power is 12, 16 to the 1st power is 16, 217 to the 1st power is 217, 1,247,000 to the 1st power is 1,247,000. So what would SpongeBob to the 1st power be? SpongeBob. Now what happens if the exponent is 0? Any number to the 0 power is 1. And this is a little bizarre, and I'm going to show you. Let's just reveal the whole thing. Here's why that is. 3 to the 3rd power means 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. 3 to the 2nd power means 3 times 3, which is 9. 3 to the 1st power, anything to the 1st power, is that number. Well, if you look at these 3 numbers here, what happened to 27 to make 9? Well, we divided it by 3. What happened to 9 to make 3? We divided by 3. What happens if you divide 3 by 3? You get 1. So anything to the 0 power is 1. What would SpongeBob to the 0 power be? You guessed it, 1. So let's just practice a few of these. 5 to the 0 power. Well, we just said anything to the 0 power is 1. 7 to the first power. Anything to the first power is that number, 7. 8 squared means 8 times 8, so that would be 64. 3 cubed means 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. 2 to the fourth power. That means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 2 to the fourth power is 16. So that's how you work with exponents.